I was standing barefoot in the rain, holding a grocery bag that had ripped open when my own son locked the door and turned off the porch light. I'm 68 now. Back then, I was 66, still waking up early out of habit, even after retirement. Every morning, I made the same weak coffee, fed the stray cat that slept near the fence, and waited for my son to text me something simple like, "You awake?" He was my only child. After his mother passed, it was just the two of us for a long time. I helped him with his first apartment, co-signed a loan I probably shouldn't have, and watched his kids on weekends when he said work was killing him. Sundays were routine. I brought bread from the same bakery, parked in the same spot, rang the bell twice because the first one never worked. Trust wasn't something I thought about. It was just there, like breathing. The first strange moment was small, almost nothing. One evening, when I arrived a bit earlier than usual, the door didn't open right away. I could hear voices inside, then silence, then the sound of a lock turning twice. When my son finally opened the door, he smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Another time, my jacket was missing from the chair where I always left it. He said his wife had moved it. She avoided looking at me. Little comments followed. "You don't need to come every week. The kids are busy. You should call before showing up." I laughed them off. I told myself families change, people get tired. Still, I started choosing my words more carefully. I began feeling like a guest, and I couldn't understand when that happened. It didn't stop there. Visits became shorter. Conversations felt thinner, like something had been scraped away. I noticed the kids stopped hugging me. They looked at their parents before answering me, like they needed permission. Once, during dinner, my son corrected me in front of everyone about a story I'd told for years. He said I remembered it wrong. Another time, I heard him whisper, "He's sensitive," when I went to the bathroom. I began bringing smaller bags, staying less time, apologizing without knowing why. On rainy days, I waited longer in the car before going inside. I kept asking myself one thing, over and over, late at night. What had I done that no one would tell me? The night it happened, the rain had been falling since afternoon, the kind that soaks your shoes in minutes. I called before coming, like they'd asked. No one answered. I went anyway. I stood at the door, holding a small envelope I'd been meaning to give my grandson. When my son opened the door, he didn't invite me in. He stepped outside instead. His voice was low, tired. He said this wasn't a good time. I could see the lights on behind him, hear the TV. I asked if I could wait inside until the rain slowed. He looked past me, not at me. Then he closed the door. The lock clicked, and something in my chest went quiet. I stood there longer than I want to admit. The rain soaked through my coat, the envelope bending in my hand. I don't remember how I got back to my car. What I remember is the next morning. My phone rang early. It was his wife's sister, someone I barely spoke to. Her voice was tense. She asked if I was still changing things. I didn't know what she meant. She hung up quickly. That afternoon, I drove to my lawyer's office, the same one I'd used years earlier. I asked him to pull my file. He hesitated, then turned the screen toward me. There was a recent request, not from me, a draft, instructions to transfer everything once I was no longer capable. My son's name was already filled in. My hands shook as I realized the rain wasn't the first time I'd been locked out. I didn't confront him. I didn't call. I didn't raise my voice. I went home, hung my wet coat to dry, and fed the cat like always. A week later, I sat in the same lawyer's chair and signed new papers, different names, different instructions. I walked out slowly, feeling older but clearer. My son never mentioned the rain again. He never asked about the will. Sometimes silence says more than anger ever could. And now, when it rains, I stay inside. I listen to it hit the windows, and I let it pass.